Moving forward, in the face of the worsening security issues in Nigeria, Governor Umar Namadi of Jigawa State has dismissed the call for Nigerians to resort to self-defense, saying the country has not reached that level. According to Governor Namadi, asking Nigerians to defend themselves against bandits is a call of anarchy, a call for anarchy. The governor said this in an interview on Monday. Earlier, former Minister of Defense General Theophilus Danjuma, retired, had advised victims of bandits and terrorist attack in Benue and Plateau states to rise and defend themselves against marauding gunmen invading their communities. Danjuma argued that relying on the government for protection is no longer realistic. Reacting to this, Governor Namadi said resorting to self-defense will worsen the crisis, adding that there are alternative conflict resolution means that do not require the people to take to arms in defense. The governor maintained that the federal government is doing its best to tackle insecurity, stressing that self-defense will lead to anarchy in the country. He, Danjuma, is a very serious security person, but I think citizens being allowed to defend themselves will cause anarchy. But the issue is the government is doing the best, like he stated. Citing the example of how he addressed the farmer-herder conflict in Jigawa State, Namadi said the crisis would have worsened if he had encouraged the victims to take up arms to protect themselves. So all of this is just him speaking against, I'm sure you heard Danjuma actually making that statement of, Benue and Plateau states residents to, engage in self-defense. It's almost similar to the situation of Urumi, that this vigilante decided to take the laws into their hand, because according to the story, they actually said that the security operatives were informed, but they did not arrive at the time. That was why they decided to take the laws into their hands at that time. If we have to look at it on both sides, first off, engaging in self-defense, it's not a decision that should be encouraged. Imagine an older father of about 60 that could barely carry himself, holding weapons to just be in that space. I'm not saying that you should just lay back, because there's this adage in Igbo land that like an elder will be at home while his goats delivers in Tita, that kind of situation. So you will not want to lay back while most of these foreigners, because some of them are not Nigerian, they're not Nigerians. But there's been allegations that most of them are actually Nigerians.
So, see, Chidima, there's no need to be overflow whether they're Nigerians or not. Sorry. We leave the issue to go to the chaff, to discuss chaff. Whether they are Nigerians or not is immaterial. What is important? Nigerians are being killed on a daily basis by human beings, not by spirit. Not by any demon, but by whether they are strangers or indigenous. Killings of people are taking place in Nigeria. Let me say this is not the first time such opinion was made public.
Yes.
Sorry, this is not the first time.
True.
Danjuma is not the first time. It's not the first person that have said that.
Okay.
Some years ago, even Papa Olusegun, the president of Khan, when churches were being attacked on a daily basis. See, I am not against issue of what they're saying, but I'm worried. Now the governor is trying to now use act under the law, but the law is not protecting anybody. Let me be frank. My name is Frank. The law is not protecting anybody, because killings, as we're discussing there, are not today's issue. It's not 2025 issue. It's about almost decades. Sorry. Senseless killing, unwarranted killing. Unwarranted. Without somebody even offending you, because you feel you have the power, you just insult the person. And nobody has been held accountable. So for me, why Danjuma also made that statement was because of the inability of the government of the federal government of Nigeria, saddled with something of protecting lives and property. It's like it's observed that government, I use the word, it's like it is observed that government is not protecting Nigerians.
Well, don't you think that decision, that's encouraged me by Danjuma, will actually create a state of anarchy?
I am coming. I will come to that. That is where we are running to the law. That is that we are running to the law, anarchy. I am a journalist, I preach journalism. Some countries that legalize guns, you don't hear such happening. Sorry. Countries that guns
in the United States,
not even Switzerland.
But do you know that issues of
no that one is
still going on there?
No, I know that one is you and me. Issue of a community people. Someone will just because this community is harmless, you just run through.
But that doesn't ease the insecurity.
Get my point.
Okay.
Yes, in America there is pocket of personal violence, not community violence.
Okay.
That somebody will just take arms. 5 people will just take arms and invade a community. And what the report will hear from the news, unknown gunmen. That is why what is giving room to all these things that if people are protected, they have guns, you cannot just come into that community and shoot people and go scot-free. So that's the point people are trying to tell people. They are trying to let the public know that it's not a good thing, but if we are harmed in this community, no 5 persons will just come in and will let us burn down our houses, carry our wives and children, and rape them before our eyes, and go without being haunted. Sorry, it will happen. Because it's the government has failed to protect communities. Let me tell you, I'm a Rivers man to the core. Some years ago, some people don't travel home. You know why?
No.
You know why? Well, you are not safe in the village. For if we live in the yard, like when armed robbers, if armed robbers know that this yard, all the tenants have guns, they won't come to the yard. They will not come, put me anywhere. They will not come. I am not in support of carrying unlicensed guns. I am not in support. We are talking of anarchy. Which anarchy? There is anarchy already. There is anarchy. Our leaders would have play on intelligence. If, for instance, like what is happening in Plateau, that maybe 100 people will come into a village of 2,000 people and kill 50, kill 200, and there will be no arrest as we're discussing now. So what do you tell me? I am not in support of holding guns, but because of what the failure of those people being arrested, being apprehended, is what is leading to this call by Danjuma. I think Danjuma is not the first person. Even in churches some years back, I was in a meeting in the church when series of killings in Kaduna in the churches, where bombs are thrown to churches. People come in the church and kill people. What happened in Kaduna about 7 years ago, and nobody could apprehend anybody just because those people were armless. So the call for people to take arms is a result of inability of the government to protect them, because somebody. No, see, I am not in support of carrying arms.
But don't you? The federal government 2 point said that troops have been sent to most of these communities, to ease the situation of insecurity happening there. And then the vice president also visited Plateau yesterday. I'm sure you're aware of that situation.
No, we condemn. Mere what I condemn. Like we all going to condemn. President condemn. It's not some problem. People need action. People need action. But if those assailants know that as they are coming to the community to attack, that there will be an offensive, they will not come. Quote me anywhere. It's a bad thing though for anybody to carry arms against the state. But people are having the effrontery. Now you are telling me that, oh, they are strangers. But if those are strangers, they have the effrontery, they have the legal right. No. My concern is that we should be proactive. Our not being proactive is what is giving room to this call. Allow us to carry guns to protect ourselves. But how can it be that
Imagine in a situation where everyone has to be armed in order to save.
You will not come.
It's to turn into a chaotic situation.
Let me tell you. Yes, but we need to educate Nigerians. Sorry.
I think the mind education and the issue of, like you said, a serious, situation that has to be,
it is unfortunate
that has to be taken into considering the situation of insecurity.
Yes, Jennifer, let me tell you something. I follow events in this country. If from 2020, if let's say from year 2000 till date, The number of people killed in senseless killing is over 10,000 people. And as we're discussing, those people just come to a community and kill and go scot-free. And oh, they are strangers coming in from neighboring countries.
Why has none of them been apprehended?
That's what is giving room to the call. That's what is giving room to the call of Danjuma. Well, sorry, if I know that I can kill you here without anybody arresting me, I'll kill and go scot-free. Are you aware? But the call of Danjuma may be wrong, but in a way it is right to also cause fear in the mind of those.
How about a situation where the federal government sent serious
it has been sending
troops
it has been sending
communities? Because there are some states that were thrown into the situation of anarchy at some point in some parts of the east.
And which
at
anarchy?
The time of the unknown gunmen situation, taking lives of military personnel. You know, the federal government at some point released most of these troops to certain communities to just ease the situation and, you know, just call for peace and all of that. At some point, most of the issue of kidnapping and killing was actually eased. I think instead of making advising or encouraging indigenous or residents of a particular community, the Plateau and Benue, because it's not just Plateau and Benue. Yes, I'm just saying because it's an intensified situation in those communities now, in those states. The thing is, we always say that we want to be sentimental in situations like this, but there's nothing you want to compare to a life of an individual.
Thank you.
You know, so it's not something that we will sweep under the carpet of situations like that. But I'm saying that in that instance, why can't troops be dispersed to most of these communities? You know, to call for peace and calm instead of encouraging the use of arms to individuals to protect themselves.
Let me tell you this. This senseless killing has not started this year. It's not under the government of Tinubu. It has been. Even before I was born. It has been. And to no avail. Government of Pharaoh couldn't stop it. That's what people are saying, is that this thing has religious coloration. But ordinarily, it is the duty of government.
But in that sense, you're diverting out of it.
I'm coming, that's what I'm saying.
Okay.
It's like, because if ordinarily somebody comes in here to commit a crime, and government runs in and stops it, the other person will not come again.
True.
But if in a community for more than 20 times, the same people have been coming to kill the same people. Like we said, let me tell you something. Something happened to me some years ago. If you don't face bereavement, you won't know how somebody dies by another person's side. If you don't face it. So white people, there is an agonizing situation in those places. I don't know where you were last year or 2 years ago, that if you want to go to your farm, you need the permission of soldiers. I don't know if you have heard that in this country. It will lead to food insecurity in Nigeria. When you, like, I'm a fisherman, I want to go to the river to fish. I need escort to set my net. It's unfortunate. But if the pirates, if the kidnappers, if the cultists know that the house they are going to attack, they have machine gun, they have assault rifle, they will not come. And if they know that we have serious security agencies on ground to tackle them, they will not come. Sorry. You see, all this talk is about, I would say, failure of government protecting the people. It is not a good call, but it's like we are failed to protect ourselves. For instance, people are hungry. You say, don't beg. I am hungry. You say, don't beg. Why would I beg when I need food? So for me, the call by Danjuma is not out of place in a way. But like the governor has said, it should also tell Nigerians that government from today should sit up to protect the citizens. Let me tell you, see, do you know what it takes to sleep? Sleep is the best rest for anybody to have. And you are in your house. I mean, your household. You put protector. Today, protector for me, it doesn't save anybody. Anyway, like I can show you what I went to discover yesterday. That a church was well built, fixed with all whatever burglaries, but armed robbers went to that church and bore hole on the wall of the church and entered that church and looted all the musical instruments. But if they know that by going there they will face resistance, they will not go. Sorry. So I want to pray on this matter as if let me also provide a solution. This call may not be comfortable to government, and therefore government should sit up by protecting Nigerians. In
an instance where a country like Nigeria, the use of firearms is not legalized for an individual.
That's what I'm saying.
So it's not something that will be allowed in a country.
And so that's why the government. That is why see, for me, there's a negative aspect and also positive aspect to the call. So if the government doesn't do the right thing, like what you're seeing today, that non-state actors will carry gun, like I was told in some part of Borno or Zamfara, some places are taken over by all these bandits and people are paying tax. So tell me, if you are there, those boys come to you and say, come on, Sakumakasa, give me this money before you even see your wife. What will you do? We've had see, it is not palatable. Except when we stay, is that when we kill ants, we don't feel that we have killed an ant. Human beings are so precious to God that you kill human beings on a daily basis and you see blood flowing, and what you say, we condemn, we go on press conference, we condemn the heinous killing in Plateau, in Benue, the invasion of Zamfara communities, invasion of communities, or kidnapping by sea pirates on Bonny waterways or Anthony waterways, and all the ways you can think of. And we're not proactive in handling it. The call for self-help is because of what is happening. Because how can somebody will carry a gun and kill? Let me tell you something. When I was a boy, I don't know Nigeria. I don't know when I was a boy. If you see a policeman even without gun, and when I was a boy in the village of Ebuku, my Nandoni, if you see a policeman without gun, we want to go batting, job batting. Yes. You'll be scared. You'll be scared. Sorry, I'm a man. But today, you see even non-state actors carrying arms, and police will now go to, even today, so sorry, go to police station. You can't even access police station today. So my prayer is that the call of Danjuma is not the first call in respect to what is happening in this country. But therefore, I beg the government, federal government of Nigeria, please protect Nigerians. So this call that we think to be inimical to our social life should not be on daily basis, because as it is now, Nigerians are worried. Nigerians are worried because they are being killed. People don't travel at night.
Thank you so much on your thoughts on that, Mr. Frank. Still on the issue of banditry and killings, we will not go out of that space. We will not actually, deviate from whatever the situation may. The thing is, no one is going to encourage the issue of self-defense on arms and whatnot, because first off, in Nigeria, the use of arms is not legalized in this country. So I don't think that means, we know that yes, there are also illegal means of firearms, but individuals owning firearms is not going to get legalized in this country. Thank you so much on that, Mr. Frank.